Lawrence Young, the chief economist for the National Association of Realtors, says this winter may be one of the best winters for sales activity. On a winter-to-winter comparison, this could be one of the best breakout years just based on the fact that pending contracts are at such a high level. The Bay Area is corroborating every single word of that sentence. This is Danny Gould with the Selling Silicon Valley Group. Welcome everyone to another Silicon Valley market snapshot for the third, is it the third week or the second week? I don't know. It's either the second or the third week of December here in 2020. Keeping it very, very low key today, everyone. But before we get into the data and the numbers, if you are a home buyer in today's market and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to help you make an educated home buying decision, go ahead and text the word data plus the area, the zip code, the neighborhood that you're looking in, and we will get you that data set. And if you're a home seller in today's marketplace and you're looking for a robust pricing strategy or a robust data set to help you with your pricing strategy, go ahead and text the word data plus your property address, and we will deliver that right to your inbox. Anyways, guys, hopping into today's numbers, and if you watched last week's video, you'll see a lot of actually similarities to what we covered in last week's video, because right now all signs point to this winter being one of the most active winters that we've ever seen in the Silicon Valley real estate marketplace. And a big reason for that, you have to believe that a big reason for that is really all of the pent up demand and the pent up inventory that didn't get sold within the first shelter in place time, which was March, April, and into May of 2020. And that spring season, everything moved forward about 3 months. And so typically speaking, we see a really active September and October. And if you can do math, well, September and October, a 3-month flash forward is December, January. So I expect that we will see a very, very frothy December and January timeframe that we normally aren't used to seeing in this time. So lots to cover here, and definitely when you pay attention to the data, you'll see that everything is corroborating what I just said. When we look at the Santa Clara County numbers, you will see that we had 46, month to date, we have a 46% increase in inventory. So inventory is up month to date, year over year, meaning that for the first 18 days in December, we're seeing 46% more homes listed for sale. Conversely, the pending sales up 76%. So the buyers are gobbling up all that additional inventory plus more. So the net effect is that the housing market is even more competitive than we saw it at this time last year in December in Santa Clara County. Now flipping over, whoa, excuse me, I misspoke there. Those numbers were for Alameda County. When I was seeing it, I was like, this doesn't look right to me. Those numbers were for Alameda County. Santa Clara County, on the other hand, month to date, a 59% increase, 58.6% increase in inventory, but a 65% increase in pending sales. So again, same story, just a little bit less dramatic or a little bit less delta there. But the story remains the same, that all of that additional inventory is being absorbed by the buyers and then some, meaning that the market is more competitive than it was at this time last year, even with all of that additional inventory. Think about that. With nearly 60% more inventory, the market's still hotter than it was at this time last year. Crazy stuff, crazy stuff. Lots to think about here, right? And it definitely does put a wrench in the argument that some folks are making, which is like, well, if the inventory levels go up, then we're going to see the marketplace go down. We're seeing a huge surge in inventory, and the buyers are keeping up with that and more. They're soaking it all up. They're gobbling it all up. No pun intended, Turkey Day, but no pun intended. They're gobbling it all up. They're taking it all, and they're absorbing it all. The marketplace is absorbing all of that additional inventory. Flipping over to San Mateo County, a little bit different story. A 96% increase in inventory, which is pretty much double what we're used to seeing at this time last year, or what we saw at the same time last year in December. and a 45% increase in pending sales. So definitely not the same story in San Mateo County. More sales activity, dramatically more sales activity in San Mateo County, but we're starting to see the inventory kind of accelerate faster than the buyers can really keep up. And so definitely we want to make sure that we pay attention to that and how that starts to reflect in terms of pricing in San Mateo County, especially in the condo and the townhome sector, which this is for all residential units. But when we pay closer attention, we'll notice that the condo and the townhome sector has far more inventory, or a far greater inventory disparity versus the pending sales as compared to the single family sector inventory levels versus pending sales. So lots to dissect there, and a lot to pay attention to. So let's continue to pay attention to that as we move into Q1 of 2021. Now, switching over to San Benito County, the most insane numbers, a 56% decrease in inventory levels month to date, year over year, and 135% increase month to date, year over year in pending sales. That's absurd. I mean, that's just absurd. Like the difference there is nearly a 200% increase in, or a net effect in terms of what we're seeing in that marketplace right now. The absorption that's occurring is nearly like 3x what it was before. That's insane. Insane. Okay, just keep moving forward. I just can't wrap my mind around it. How, I mean, we got to keep paying attention to that, because those numbers are not. This is not an accident. This is something that even in October we saw coming, right? And then in November we saw it coming even more, and now we're seeing it in December, and it's even more dramatic than I could have even anticipated. So let's pay attention. Let's continue to pay attention to that as we move into Q1. San Francisco, story here is that there's a 175% increase in pending sales month to date, year over year, which means that the San Francisco marketplace is experiencing much higher than normal level of buyer demand. But the inventory levels are far superseding that. So even though there's way more buyers out there, there's way more pending sales in San Francisco, there's just way too much inventory. So I expect this trend to continue, because we've seen this trend now for like the last 7 months or so, right? The only thing that's going to dramatically impact this is when we see a shift in that work from home culture, and we start to see big companies reopen their offices in the San Francisco area, which who knows when that's going to be? Who knows when that's going to be? I mean, I'd like to think that once we have a vaccine that a lot of people have taken, that we'll see companies start to reopen their doors. But who knows? Who knows? So let's continue to pay attention to that. Contra Costa County, this has been, probably the best performing county month over month for the last 6 months or so for home sellers. So definitely no surprise here when we see an inventory shortage. Even now, we're seeing an inventory levels decrease in Contra Costa County, 12% decrease in inventory levels, and a 38.5% increase in pending activity. So even with that huge decline in inventory levels, we're seeing a decline month over month since October. Inventory levels continue to drop, and pending sales continue to rise. So who knows what's, I mean, they didn't rise from October to November, but you know what I mean, month over month, year over year, we're seeing just a dramatic increase in pending sales. Wow. And then we already covered Alameda County. We know what's going on there. 46% increase again in inventory levels versus a 76% increase in pending sales. The marketplace is absorbing that inventory increase plus more. Contra Costa County definitely has the most room to absorb more inventory levels, but still, Alameda County, not that far behind. Santa Clara County, not that far behind. San Mateo County, a little bit of a different story. San Benito County, obviously that's a completely different marketplace down there and just a completely different narrative. Lots of folks moving down there, lots of people seeing the opportunities there, the land, the proximity to a lot of places here in the Bay Area, with prices being about a third of what they are in a lot of different marketplaces here in Santa Clara County and the East Bay and up through the peninsula. So, well, when you get to the peninsula, I mean, the housing prices down there are maybe 10 to 25%, right? So lots more land and way lower prices. So anyways, everyone, nothing new, nothing revolutionary today. One caveat or one thing that I did want us to pay attention to, a silver lining, if you will, for the buyers out there. I know that the news the last 2-3 months, the market has been unforgiving to buyers in this marketplace. And the one silver lining for home buyers up until this point has been the low interest rates that have continued to keep the buyers in this market for longer than they may have been able to otherwise, because the interest rates have kept housing prices affordable for longer. According to...
You own a home, but you want to buy a new one. But before you can do that, you need to sell your current home. The Selling Silicon Valley Group makes it easy. We will get you an all-cash offer for your current home to take it off your hands and give you the money to buy your new home. You move when you're ready. We don't really need your house, so we'll put it on the market and work to sell it for full market value at the highest possible price. The best part is, if and when the home sells for more than what we paid you, we send you a check with the difference. You can get the full market value of your old home, and you get to move into your dream home on your schedule by yourself without the hassle, with the Selling Silicon Valley Group's exclusive trade-in program.
The economists at Keeping Current Matters published this slide, which shows the projected interest rates heading into 2021. Freddie Mac rates continue to stay at where they're at for the remainder of 2021. That is the projection. So the silver lining for home buyers is, yes, it might be competitive, but you are locking in a lower interest rate than anyone has been able to lock in for the last forever. So these are the lowest rates have ever been. So if you've watched previous videos of mine, you'll know how strongly I believe in how these interest rates will impact buyers long term. You are locking in low payments. We're talking versus a year ago to where we are today in terms of interest rates, a 10% increase in purchasing power. That's right, a 10% increase in purchasing power, which means that your money gets you 10% more home than it did at this same time last year, because the interest rates have brought the affordability back into the ecosystem. Now, the longer you wait and the more housing appreciates, the less opportunity there is there to really take advantage of that low rate, because eventually you'll be paying the same amount, right? Because the housing prices will have appreciated to that level. In a lot of places, they haven't gotten there yet. In parts of the East Bay, they have, right? But in a lot of parts in Santa Clara County, San Mateo County, even parts of San Benito County, especially in San Francisco, where housing prices are depreciating, plus you get to lock in that low rate, a lot of opportunity out there still for home buyers. I'm going to keep saying it because it's true. And I just hope that at least one of you who's watching right now, a home buyer that's on the fence, realizes the opportunity that's at hand with the low rates where they are. And the silver lining is they should be there for at least another year. So anyways, guys, you know who this is. It's Danny Gould with the Selling Silicon Valley Group. Again, if you're a home buyer in today's marketplace and you want data similar to what we've shared in today's video, go ahead and text the word data plus the area, zip code, or neighborhood that you're looking in. And if you're a home seller and you're looking for a comprehensive data set to help you price your home properly, go ahead and text the word data plus your property address, and we will deliver that information straight to your phone. This is Danny Gould, everyone, with the Selling Silicon Valley Group, and I will catch all of you in the next video.